The Lord spoke to Moses and to Aaron in the land of Egypt, saying, This month shall be to you the head of the months. To you it shall be the first of the months of the year. Speak to the entire community of Israel, saying, On the 10th of this month, let each one take a lamb for each parental home, a lamb for each household. But if the household is too small for a lamb, then he and his neighbor who is nearest to his house shall take one according to the number of people, each one according to one's ability to eat, shall you be counted for the lamb. You shall have a perfect male lamb in its first year. You may take it either from the sheep or from the goats. You shall keep it for inspection until the 14th day of the month. And the entire congregation of the community of Israel shall slaughter it in the afternoon. They shall take some of the blood and put it on the 2 doorposts and on the lintel of the houses in which they will eat it. And on this night they shall eat the flesh roasted over the fire, and unleavened cakes with bitter herbs they shall eat it. You shall not eat it rare or boiled in water, except roasted over the fire, its head with its legs and with its innards. You shall not leave over any of it until morning. Whatever is left over of it until morning, you shall burn in fire. And this is how you shall eat it: your loins girded, your shoes on your feet, and your staff in your hand, and you shall eat it in haste. It is a Passover sacrifice to the Lord. I will pass through the land of Egypt on this night, and I will smite every firstborn in the land of Egypt, both man and beast, and upon all the gods of Egypt will I wreak judgments, I, the Lord. And the blood will be for you for a sign upon the houses where you will be, and I will see the blood and skip over you, and there will be no plague to destroy you when I smite the people of the land of Egypt. And this day shall be for you as a memorial, and you shall celebrate it as a festival for the Lord. Throughout your generations you shall celebrate it as an everlasting statute. For 7 days you shall eat unleavened cakes, but on the preceding day you shall clear away all leaven from your houses. For whoever eats leaven from the first day until the 7th day, that soul shall be cut off from Israel. And on the first day there shall be a holy convocation, and on the 7th day you shall have a holy convocation. No work may be performed on them. What is eaten by any soul, that alone may be performed for you. You shall watch over the unleavened cakes, for on this very day I have taken your legions out of the land of Egypt. You shall observe this day throughout your generations as an everlasting statute. In the first month, on the 14th day of the month, in the evening you shall eat unleavened cakes until the 21st day of the month in the evening. For 7 days leavening shall not be found in your houses, for whoever eats leavening, that soul shall be cut off from the community of Israel. Both among the strangers and the native born of the land, you shall not eat any leavening. Throughout all your dwellings you shall eat unleavened cakes. Moses summoned all the elders of Israel and said to them, Draw forth, or buy for yourselves sheep for your families, and slaughter the Passover sacrifice. You shall take a bunch of hyssop and immerse it in the blood that is in the basin, and you shall extend to the lintel and to the 2 doorposts the blood that is in the basin, and you shall not go out any man from the entrance of this house until morning. The Lord will pass to smite the Egyptians, and he will see the blood on the lintel and on the 2 doorposts, and the Lord will pass over the entrance, and he will not permit the destroyer to enter your house to smite you. You shall keep this matter as a statute for you and for your children forever. It shall come to pass when you enter the land that the Lord will give you, as he spoke, that you shall observe this service. And it will come to pass, if your children say to you, What is the service to you? You shall say, It is a Passover sacrifice to the Lord, for he passed over the houses of the children of Israel in Egypt, when he smote the Egyptians, and he saved our houses. And the people kneeled and prostrated themselves. So the children of Israel went and did as the Lord commanded Moses and Aaron, so they did. It came to pass at midnight, and the Lord smote every firstborn in the land of Egypt, from the firstborn of Pharaoh who sits on his throne, to the firstborn of the captive who is in the dungeon, and every firstborn animal. And Pharaoh rose at night, he and all his servants and all the Egyptians, and there was a great outcry in Egypt, for there was no house in which no one was dead. So he called for Moses and Aaron at night, and he said, Get up and get out from among my people, both you as well as the children of Israel. Go worship the Lord as you have spoken. Take your flocks and also your cattle as you have spoken, and go. You shall also bless me. So the Egyptians took hold of the dead of the people to hasten to send them out of the land, for they said, We are all dead. The people picked up their dough when it was not yet leavened, their leftovers bound in their garments on their shoulders. The children of Israel did according to Moses' order, and they borrowed from the Egyptians silver objects, golden objects, and garments. The Lord gave the people favor in the eyes of the Egyptians, and they lent them, and they emptied out Egypt. The children of Israel journeyed from Ramesses to Succoth, about 600,000 on foot, the men beside the young children, and also a great mixed multitude went up with them, and flocks of cattle, very much livestock. They baked the dough that they had taken out of Egypt as unleavened cakes, for it had not leavened, for they were driven out of Egypt, and they could not tarry. And also they had not made provisions for themselves. And the habitation of the children of Israel that they dwelled in Egypt was 430 years. It came to pass at the end of 430 years, and it came to pass in that very day that all the legions of the Lord went out of the land of Egypt. It is a night of anticipation for the Lord, to take them out of the land of Egypt. This night is the Lord's, guarding all the children of Israel throughout their generations. The Lord said to Moses and Aaron, This is the statute of the Passover sacrifice. No estranged one may partake of it, and every man's slave purchased for his money, you shall circumcise him, and then he will be permitted to partake of it. A sojourner or a hired hand may not partake of it. It must be eaten in one house. You shall not take any of the meat out of the house to the outside, neither shall you break any of its bones. The entire community of Israel shall make it. And should a proselyte reside with you, he shall make a Passover sacrifice to the Lord. All his males shall be circumcised, and then he may approach to make it, and he will be like the native of the land, but no uncircumcised male may partake of it. There shall be one law for the native and for the stranger who reside in your midst. All the children of Israel did as the Lord had commanded Moses and Aaron, so they did. It came to pass on that very day that the Lord took the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt with their legions.